these years, Mike, and been a faithful servant, God is using right up to the end, and it's out of the ordinary.
God does.
People are driving the truck, and they're out of the ordinary, saying, "What in the world is this?"
Yep, I know. That's how. But that's for all of us. See, for every one of us, all you need now. Here, this is so. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Have an eye for things out of the ordinary. When something doesn't fit, you're in a store and you see somebody over in an aisle and they got their hand in their face and they're weeping. That's God. Go walk up and say, "Hey, what's the matter? Can I pray for you?" I mean, you'd be surprised how many people are just looking. We used to go out on the out on Las Vegas Boulevard, in Las Vegas, down on the Strip. A bunch of us, we'd get together and pray, and we'd just say, "Lord, there's millions of people out here. Who do you want us to talk to?" And when we'd stop praying, we'd look around, and all of a sudden we'd see things we didn't see before. And I looked over and I saw this guy sitting on a bus bench, and he had his face in his hands. And I walked up to him. Now, here's all these people, but it's like a giant neon hand was pointing at this guy on the bench. And I walked up to him and I just say, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He goes, I came out here because I thought I was going to have a good time. And I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. And I said, "Wow, today's your day." And he goes, "Why is that?" And I said, "Well, I can tell you what will make your day." And I sat down and I talked to him. And you know what's really amazing? I just basically said, "Do you want to accept Christ as your Savior?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I keep forgetting, and I think we all do, that the Holy Spirit is working on people right now, to come to Him. All we have to do is hand Him the invitation. I think it was really weird. I taught on Acts 9 on Sunday morning about where Jesus said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? It's hard for you to kick against the proddings of the Holy Spirit." And He says, "Who are you, Lord?" "I'm Jesus, whom you're persecuting." That's it. There wasn't a 90-page dialogue. There wasn't a form to fill out or nothing. Matthew Levi, Reseda Custom, sitting there every day. Jesus just walks up, gives him a 99-page sermon on how to get saved. No, He looks at him, 2 words, "Follow me." He drops everything and follows him. Almost the same. And that's what I believe. The Holy Spirit is alive and well on the planet Earth, already working on people. All we got to do is just say, "Hey, buddy, do you want to go to heaven?" And you'd be surprised how many people will simply say yes because they're fed up with the doldrum, with the coffin, with the ends kicked out. That's called a rut. So amazing things.
What you're saying, Mike, is what could bring revival. One of the things that I learned was what you just said, and I learned it in a supermarket, and I was in a line, and being an impatient person, I was number 5 behind a lady that had 5 children. One was a baby in her arm, and she's holding that baby with her left arm, and she's trying to get her money out of her purse. 2 little boys in the basket throwing the cans and boxes out. A little girl holding on to her left leg, a little girl pulling on her right side of her dress. And I'm saying, "Oh, come on, lady, let's move it." And I look behind me, and there's another 5 people. And I heard a little voice say what you just said, "Michael, why don't you pray for that lady?" Well, at that time, we had 5 children ourselves, and they were all small. And I know what it was for Sandy to go to the store. From that day on, I looked at everything differently. And when I walk into a store now, I go slowly down an aisle, even if I'm not getting something. If there's 1 or 5 people, and I'll gently and quietly just pass them and pray for them, not knowing what their needs are. And we're many times in the Christian body, like the man that I see men like trees walking in the wind blowing the trees. And he had blurred vision when he said, "What do you see now?" He got his vision cleared up. But I realized, even though I was a pastor of a huge ministry, I had blurred vision. People were just a crowd. People were just, shopping. They were at the beach. They were skiing, wherever there was people. And then I realized, no, the ministry is 24/7. And I'm teaching Acts right now on Wednesday nights. And I never saw this part before. But all through it, it's people and places with God are used by God in places. Wherever we are